Hi, welcome back to the Distressed Princess. Here's the DIYs I'm working on for today. If you like French country decor or cottage decor, then you'll like this video today because I'm going to show you some simple ways to achieve this look. I've always said that the simplest DIYs are often my very favorite ones. This one is no exception. It is a super simple DIY just using a plain cotton tea towel. I folded it up the way that I would like it to be displayed, and then I'll personalize it with a rubber stamp. To protect the other layers of the fabric, I'm going to use wax paper in between the layers so that the ink from the stamp does not bleed through. I absolutely love this stamp that I bought on clearance at Michael's last year. It's very French country. And the black ink that I'm using is the Stays On brand, and I haven't ever used any other kind of ink, and this one seems to do just fine for me. I like to press the ink pad down onto the rubber stamp though, as opposed to pressing the stamp down onto the ink, and this is so that you don't get excess ink onto the stamp, making smears and globs. Then very carefully position the stamp over where you want to stamp it. Make sure it's where you want it to be and press down firmly for a few seconds. Be very careful when you lift back up that you lift straight up off of the fabric. And look at that beautiful design, and such a simple thing to do to upgrade any plain tea towel. Moving right along to the simplest of DIYs that makes such a cute impact. I'm going to be using this white pitcher that I bought at Michael's for $9.99, or it might have even been half off or on sale, I'm not sure. But you can find these pitchers in so many different places. I would first check Goodwill because you can probably find the very best bargain there. And the only other ingredient for this DIY is some lavender. And I got these lavender bushes from Walmart for $1.97. They are a really good quality and perfect size to fit down into this pitcher. Today, I'm really happy to show you something that's making my life a lot easier. VacLife has sent me this very convenient handheld vacuum cleaner. When you're looking it over, it really just looks like any ordinary dust buster. We've all had them, right? But how many have you been through in your lifetime? Because I've been through several and I've never been that happy with any of them. But I can't say that about this one. I believe this one's going to be in my household for quite some time. VacLife is a major brand. They serve millions of customers and they're 5-star rated on Amazon. The vacuum itself has a really quick charge time. It runs 20 minutes on each charge, and it's got the most outstanding suction power of any handheld vacuum cleaner I've ever used. Here's everything that comes inside the box. It has its own charger, an upholstery brush, a crevice tool, an extra HEPA filter which is washable, and a small brush for cleaning the filter. I have already been going nuts with this little vacuum here at my house, and I already know that I love it. It is so much more powerful than other dust busters that I've had, and I want to find some more dirt so I can show you how well it works. We have this little center console part of our couch that usually collects some stuff, and I can see, yeah, there's a cat nail and some lint, parts of blanket. So here it goes. It's an easy on and off switch. Did you see? Did you see the suction on that little guy? It's all trapped inside. Okay, here's a true testimonial. The cat bed. There mounts a lot of hair in this cat bed. And one more time, I just want you to really see how this sucks up these hairballs and just how powerful this machine is. So needless to say, I am pretty impressed with this VacLife handheld vacuum, and my car is going to get a really nice cleaning this spring. They have generously given me a 15% off coupon code for all of my viewers. If you would like to go into my description box, there will be a link to their Amazon store. Put in Rhonda 15% to get your 15% off today. For the next DIY, I'm using what's left over of one of those long signs that you get at the Dollar Tree. And I had previously cut this one down for another project, and I saved what was left because I knew I could make use of it later. But feel free, if you do this DIY, to use the entire sign that you get at the Dollar Tree. We'll be working on the back side, so you'll need to remove the staples that once held the hanger in place. And you'll also need to remove the sticker. And then I sanded down the sticky residue that was left by the sticker. Next, paint the sign with white chalk paint, and as usual, I'm using Rust-Oleum Linen White Chalk Paint. And use your heat gun or hair dryer to dry the chalk paint. Make sure that it's completely dry before you move on to the next step. Next, I'll be taping off the sign to make some grain sack stripes. I have two different sizes of painter's tape. The wider tape I'm going to lay down in the middle, and that is going to act as our first stripe. Then take the skinnier painter's tape and put it on each side of the first piece of tape. Then remove the center piece of tape, and this is where you will paint, and that will make our first thick line. I'm pressing down the edges of that tape so that the paint will not seep underneath. I'm using Waverly chalk paint in the color Mineral for my grain sack stripes. I dried it with my hair dryer and then I removed the tape to see the first stripe. Now the tricky part about the rest of this is, in order to make the thin lines that are supposed to be one on each side of the fatter line, you have to put painter's tape over the stripe that you just painted. And this is risky because it could peel back up the paint that you just put down. I've had this happen sometimes and sometimes it hasn't happened. So it's usually just luck of the draw with me and we'll just see how it goes. Then just paint in those thin lines with the same mineral chalk paint. I dried up those stripes with my hair dryer and then I peeled back the tape to see how we did. And as you can see, this time it did peel back up the middle stripe. So I had to really make a decision here. It did kind of look rustic. It did kind of look like old chippy paint. And I kind of liked it that way, and so I decided to leave it. Of course, if this bothers you, you can paint that middle line right back in. It's really not a problem. But since I'm going to be putting a decal on top of this, I didn't let it bother me. And these are wall stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree. The special thing about this package of wall stickers is there are stickers on the front and the back of this. And I just sanded off the parts of the stickers that didn't quite fit on the board. I finished it off by adding brown craft paper to the back of the sign to cover up the original wording that was there. This is a really professional way to do your projects, especially if you're going to try to sell them or give them away as gifts. If you wanted this to hang on a wall, you could of course add a hanger or some jute string, but for me, this is just going to be a shelf sitter, so I didn't need one. If you've been watching this channel for very long, you know that I love to go to antique stores and junk stores, and a lot of times I like to buy these old grain sacks. Now this one doesn't have grain sack stripes on it. In fact, I'm not for certain that it carried grain. I'm not sure what the Honeydew brand was, but I absolutely love the design on this, and it is in really great shape. My idea was to turn this into a very unique wall hanging, and I'm using this rope that I tore off of a basket, but you of course could use the rope from the Dollar Tree. I strung the rope from side to side and folded the grain sack around it, and now I'm hot gluing it into place. I thought that I should be able to tie the ends of the rope up and it should be able to hang like that, But I quickly realized that plan wasn't going to work out, so I had to come up with a plan B. First, I tied a knot on the end of the rope on each side. Then I cut the excess rope off and frayed out the edges to look like fringe. And if you have a pet hairbrush, they work great for brushing out fringe. And here is the full Dollar Tree long sign that I told you earlier that I had a sign that I had cut up. This is the sign that I cut up. So I'm going to cut off a piece of this to use as a strip to go across the back. It'll be the stability that I needed in order for this to hang correctly when the rope just wasn't sturdy enough. But if you have one of those long 5-gallon bucket paint sticks or a yardstick, that would work better. It would definitely save you some time. Now then, we'll just hot glue that strip right underneath the rope and it should hang correctly. Then I just stapled on a long piece of jute string for a hanger, and this unique wall hanging is finished. Now let's take a look back at all our French country DIYs today. Thank you all so much for stopping by and watching my video today. If you're not already a subscriber, why not hit the button and the notification bell? That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. Just click the picture of me right here on the screen and it'll take you where you can subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye!